Greetings, fellow Cherry Garcias. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to the Main Street Cinema, the show where we discuss the finer points of filmmaking. And Dragon, my God, Dragon, out of all the movie heroes, out of the Mount Rushmore of movie heroes, there's Indiana Jones, there's Luke Skywalker, there's Michael Keaton's Batman, and then off to the corner, taking a pee on the monument, is Deadpool. You like that? You like that build up? It's like Deadpool is just like taking a piss on the side of like the Batman, Luke Skywalker, Harry Potter, Frodo, Mount Rushmore of movie heroes. He's just like, yeah, screw all you guys. I don't need you.
A little vivid, but accurate, yes.
All right, Dragon. So we are here to talk about holy crap, I just became a Canadian there for a second. We are here to talk about the Deadpool 2 teaser trailer entitled...
Well, to be very specifically, it's just because it's been confirmed, it's a short film. It's not teaser.
It's a short film. Okay, thank you, Dragon. Thank you. Well, regardless, it is the short film entitled No Good Deed. Now, Dragon, of course, we will not get into the origin of this short film and how people first came to see the short film. You can probably read between the lines there if you want to, but if you want our thoughts on that, you're just going to have to look to other sources, because if we told you where to look, then it'd probably be giving it away. But anyways, Dragon, so when this hit, it was kind of like everyone was clamoring for it to be online so we could freeze frame certain things. You had that great theory that they announced cable in that block of text that scrolled by really fast. So a lot of hype around this thing, and then finally they do release it on YouTube. And so, Dragon, I'm sure you are stoked to see this.
Yes, I was very happy to see this, to say the least. Let me give you a little bit of the origin. What we can tell you is that I want to say Ryan Reynolds is the first source for this. At least I hope so, because I remember typing in the comments, "Thanks, Ryan Reynolds, you're the best." Because I was just so darn happy that he made it available. He's made it available for everyone very publicly and stuff, and it's really, really cool like that. And then basically, of course, every other source has it. That's kind of labeled under various things. Again, No Good Deed is the proper title. Sometimes it says Deadpool teaser. That's just kind of people's kind of going off for it. But let me specify why that is. So this short film, this 3-minute and change short film, it's done by the director. It's a tease. It's like a tonal tease of what we're going to get. But again, nothing. It's in the movie, but it's not a teaser necessarily, because all I'm saying is that it's the director, David Leitch, the director of Deadpool 2. He did this.
Okay.
And one of the various Deadpool is, because now in addition to Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Ryan Reynolds, we have Drew Goddard working on the script for Deadpool 2 as well. So Rhett Reese solo wrote this short here, along with David Leitch directing, and of course Ryan Reynolds starring in it. So in a way, this is like a glimpse of what Deadpool 2 might look like in many ways, but it's not necessarily like everything you see in this is going to appear in that movie or not. So again, kind of a tonal, like kind of a developmental tease, perhaps.
Okay, cool. All right, anything else we should go over before getting right into the frame by frame?
No, let's just get right into it. Again, thanks to Ryan Reynolds for putting this up for us, and then we're going to dive right into it.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't feel right any other video except the one that was uploaded directly to Ryan Reynolds' channel.
Exactly.
Okay, let's do that. Okay, so darkness.
So
all epic superhero movies begin with black.
But in all seriousness, something I want to mention is, of course, we're not really going to play the music that loudly here, but
or at all.
Or at all. Sorry, misleading little volume icon. That's all. Anyway, point is out, as this figure is walking, you'll hear a music cue that sounds very reminiscent of the Raimi Spider-Man music.
Yes.
sounds again. It's not exactly pulled from like the Danny Elfman stuff, but it sounds very reminiscent to kind of the Raimi Spider-Man stuff. You kind of have a wonderful blend of all three iconic superheroes in this.
You got Batman, you got Superman, you got Spider-Man. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. My three favorites.
And of course, like walking into this, we have no idea what it is at first. We're seeing like this. we're seeing these legs, we're seeing the trash on the side of the road. We're like, oh, what is this? Is this some sort of like, like down and out? Like, is it like my first thought, Dragon, and I'm trying to be vague here. My first thought was that just given the context of it, it was some sort of post-apocalyptic scene.
Yeah, I just, I kind of was wondering where this was going necessarily before, of course, the reveal.
Like I said, I'm trying to beat around the bush when it comes to the spoilers. So
I would say let's not mention it at all, but because you mentioned it, let's just be vague about it.
Okay.
So anyway, so this figure is then revealed to be, of course, Wade Wilson. Again, he's kind of dressed in the manner which I really liked from one of my favorite scenes in Deadpool. Kind of the Wade Wilson outside the costume look here, which I like that they're embracing that. By the way, showing we're all encompassing for Deadpool. We're not just doing the thing where we put the mask on and just have him in regular clothes, which is the comics.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It is very much, and the makeup is really good makeup, of course. So
we're still being very consistent with kind of the scar makeup, which again, that you gotta admit, they technically they wouldn't have. They don't have to, because again, Deadpool's very very much known for just being like the mask on like any number of costumes underneath it, and you always cheap out with that. But it would still be a very successful image. People doing like kind of the fan made posters all the time, which is still pretty cool. But it just shows you like again they're taking the extra mile. They're going for the extra effort. Like realistically, this is how Deadpool is in the comics. He walks around like this sometimes, so they're doing it right. And I still
of course, as soon as you see that it's Deadpool, you're just like, oh, okay.
Yes. It's Wade Wilson walking down the street. And I like it's very accurate though, because it's Deadpool in a really bad, crappy part of town. Which he's walking very. Wade Wilson would definitely walk down this, be living close to the sort of place, like a really crappy apartment somewhere. Now we have this fourth wall gag of the music that plays later is playing here, and the music is John Parr's St. Elmo's Fire. Okay, so we have an old man getting mugged in an alley next to a movie theater.
Yes, total Batman. I thought that right away as soon as I saw it.
So yeah, our location is Batman, yet the old man being mugged is also very reminiscent of Spider-Man.
A little bit, yes.
Basically, kind of our one elderly person being kind of confronted by a man with a gun, just kind of with a ski cap as well.
Oh, I love it.
So yes, Deadpool. He's a man of action, so he sees this, and not on my watch.
Oh my god!
Not only is it a movie theater, it's a movie theater playing Logan.
And then, of course,
here. Now go back a smidge, when the door's open before he walks in.
Before he walks in. Okay.
Before he walks in.
Oh my god! Hold on.
All right, a little bit more.
A little bit back more?
No, let it go forward a little more. Very little. There we go. Stop. You're good. So you'll notice Hope is written on the inside there of the phone booth. I'll get to that one second. Now let him get in the phone booth, and we'll talk about what's on the outside. Yeah, there's a few Easter eggs covered here, so let him get inside.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're good. So you saw the Hope thing, and now you'll see on the side here we got Nathan Summers coming soon. So, the two things I mentioned there, of course, Nathan Summers, that is Cable's actual name, so that is a direct Cable reference. Also a reference to the whole, we're coming soon, which is very much in the ending as well. Now, Hope is a character. Again, this is what I'm talking about, the whole teaser stuff. Like, this is not necessarily, Hope probably won't appear in the movie. Hope is a character from the comics that, basically this little girl that Cable has to protect.
Okay, interesting.
So again, it's not a guarantee, because Hope's this kind of, if you're going to tell your first story with Cable, you might not want to go with the Hope story. Basically, again, kind of like protecting Hope, get the gag, get the pun. He's nurturing Hope.
Just like Jessica Jones.
And yes, what's great here too, of course. Now, what we're not hearing is the wonderful John Williams Superman theme playing, which most likely is thanks to ties to Richard Donner and Laura Schuler Donner, mainly Laura Schuler Donner. She produces the X-Men films, and Richard Donner's also.
I just absolutely lost it when that Superman theme came up.
As did I. I tell you, you wouldn't believe how hard I was laughing at that. That was because I love that theme, and of course the fact that Deadpool set to the Superman theme was like, plus like we never.
And it's just showing the impracticality of the telephone booth.
Yes, and what's really great about it, just hold on for the thing for a second, is so again I think we got the reason Superman music is even funnier is because you don't expect it, because Fox versus kind of Warner Bros. Warner Bros. I have the music. However, mainly the theories like Richard Donner, his involvement, he may have been able to kind of schmooze him over and able to use the Superman thing because he directed those films.
That's true.
So most likely the case. And again, you're right though. The impracticality of the phone booth is like the ultimate phone booth gag in real time. He's putting the Deadpool suit on. Let me tell you this little fun fact here. So, the actual kind of made Deadpool costume, Ryan Reynolds, is basically the highest quality of Deadpool suit you can have. This is actually how it would go on. So he's actually putting on the suit in real time.
Oh my God, that's great. That's great.
Now, because again, the actual Deadpool suit does. I'm pretty sure about this. I'm not 100% on this. I'm just saying that I have a Deadpool costume. I have like a movie accurate Deadpool costume.
Why am I not surprised?
It was for Halloween, darn it.
Really?
I've told you this. I was Deadpool last year for Halloween. I told you this.
Okay. Movie accurate Deadpool costume. How much? I'm curious. What was the price tag on that?
It's none of your business. Anyway, so
fair enough. You're right. Okay. Anyways.
Let's see. So I'm pretty sure the real Deadpool costume, because Ryan Reynolds has a mannequin. He has the actual Deadpool suit, which we've gone over at the first step, and he kept that because he's waiting 11 years to play the role, so he keeps the costume. I'm just saying because the Deadpool suit has like this seam, so most likely it does go on like straightforward like a jacket as it does in the phone booth here. So it's pretty much it's pretty safe to say he puts it on as he puts it on here. There's a slim chance it could be like a onesie, but it's very. I think it's unlikely because my suit. It works a little differently. Based on mine would be like a manufactured version of that suit. So, well, it doesn't go on as easily. The mask is another thing, Tyler. But again, just the whole suiting up because we don't see him put on the mask necessarily.
Sure. And
it's realistically how you would put it on if you're well trained.
Right there for all the ladies.
Yes, little pressed ham under glass for the ladies.
Not going to freeze frame on that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying like if he's really well trained, he could put it on in real time like this. So he probably did a few takes getting ready for this, and he actually most likely put this on all in one take. Yeah,
I wonder if he could technically put it on faster, but he has to like ham it up for the cameras.
I doubt that. I think it's like this is him moving a Mach 5. He's putting it on. If he's putting it on again, because it's in shadow, they may have streamlined a few details, but then again, it's pretty accurately him putting the guns on and everything, checking that it's there.
That's
so
true.
It's hard to say because the idea it's in the bag too. So, like the katanas, God. I don't believe those are the actual katanas. I think there's like kind of maybe some malleable katanas that he's doing in there, so he can actually pull it out of the bag somehow. Again, it's like kind of the hammer space. Yeah. Anyway, so the point is like it's impressive he can put on the suit like that, and possibly all practical. Very possibly. And of course, now here's something. He's calling Laird. Now, I tried looking this up. Now, Laird is not the guy who designed the Deadpool costume, but it was very likely that Laird is the actual name of like a guy who helped him into the suit.
Oh, God.
So again, that's also possibly that he has someone to help him usually to kind of make the process go a lot faster. And this is like kind of a streamlined costume.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so again, might have like a streamlined version he's physically putting on in this thing here instead of Laird.
Oh my God. And of course, the comedy of the old man just helplessly like, isn't there anyone out there who could do something? Come on, I'm a helpless old man.
And again,
I can't believe there's not one single person that's hearing my pleas.
What I love about that, because it's a perfect blend of with the Superman theme and everything, it's just a perfect blend of what you should do with Deadpool. That's a mix of super heroic uplifting triumph mixed with gritty reality,
which somehow just culminates in just hilarity
with gratuitous R-rated goodness. It's just that's the perfect balance of Deadpool. Again, it's like he's basically it's like the gritty. It's grittier than the DC movies right now, but again, it's super optimistic at the same time. It's like the optimism we need there, but at the same time, it's darker.
Okay, getting close.
So again, as he's wasted time calling Laird, and I just love the fact that Laird didn't even answer. It was such a point. Now freeze on that shot. I love that shot. I just love Deadpool's face through the frosted thing, which again, the frosted thing might also assist in if the costumes look a little bit more super detailed.
I love how we see his face right as the gunshot goes off.
Yep, that's That's great. And again, the fact that Laird didn't even answer is such a fruitless call. Just tell him I called because Laird wanted the call. Just like that. I honestly, you know what I think it is? It might be a meta gag of like, hey, if by some miracle Ryan Reynolds can actually get into a Deadpool suit within like within a minute, call me just to tell me if it worked or not.
Right. God.
Anyway.
Okay.
So anyway, so then Deadpool he's checking the guns one last time to make sure he has everything, and he's making his dramatic, awesome slow-mo exit here, which is a beautiful shot, by the way. So, and there is Stan the Man himself.
Dragon, of course, I want to point out the Firefly posters. I don't know if you caught this in, the first time you saw this, but that's, of course, a reference to Morena Baccarin.
Certainly.
Okay, so, yeah, Stan the Man.
And Stan the Man. Now, TK, I got to mention this. Now, I love this. It's not only just the fact that, hey, it's Stanley. It's the fact that it's a reference to the original Superman film of, like, Superman, he walks out. He isn't, in the 70s Superman film, they address the phone booth gag. He doesn't go into a phone booth to change, but he, like, walks into, like, a modern-day phone booth, which is like, I can't use that. Well, a 70s modern-day phone booth, which was, like, kind of a half phone booth, which wouldn't work out at all. So he went to a revolving door. He came out, and there was a guy saying, "Whoa, say, Jim, that's a bad outfit." And Superman just, excuse me. That's how the moment goes. That's really classy, really uplifting. The guy says, "Man, that's a cool outfit." And he says, "Thank you, excuse me." And
of course, what Stan Lee's doing here
is, "Hey, nice."
Now, I'd like to think that Stan Lee's playing the same character from the first movie.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know. I think it's just kind of that like there's so many people in all the superhero movies. There's like a collection of Stan Lees. Like all people look. It's like that whole doppelganger theory, but only it's like more than two people. It's like there's a Stan Lee for every state almost.
Oh man!
Like, or at least like there's probably like in every country too, because this was like again. Okay, hold. Go back to the when he's told Stan Lee to zip it.
Okay, hold on.
All right. Now, two things. First of all, again, just the hilarity of "Zip it, Stan Lee." And you'll notice,
does he actually call him Stan Lee?
Yes, he calls him Stan Lee. Zip it,
that's
Stan
great.
Lee.
That's great.
He says, "Hey, nice." He either says "nice outfit" or nice suit. I think he says "nice outfit." Hey, nice outfit. He says "Zip it, Stan Lee," and then after that, you'll notice. I just noticed this in the rewatch. Just looking for some extra Easter eggs here. You got "Call your mom!" exclamation point. I did not notice. I think it's hilarious. It's written on the inside of the phone.
It's like a fridge note.
I know it's kind of a nice message. It's like, yeah, call me mom.
It's just like it's kind of like you could just picture like this is a really rough neighborhood, and you could just picture like some ghetto mother just spray painting that on the side of a wall.
Call your mom.
Oh God, that's great.
Anyway, so after this. He's running in slow motion here, and what's great here is the music that's playing again is that John Parr song. And I want to mention something about the John Parr. So this is like it's almost like they wrote this bit for me. I gotta tell you, because the song they used. I remember this song from there was this commercial. Unfortunately, I don't know what the commercial was, but it was basically for a rock paper. Tell me if this rings any bells. It was like a deranged rock paper scissors commercial for a phone. I know the correlation doesn't make any sense, but there's like a. I'm just saying this is how commercial. This is how bizarre commercials are these days. Basically, it was like a almost stop motion, like it may have been CG. It's basically a rock with hands and feet, paper with hands and feet, and scissors with hands and feet. Basically, it was an anti-bullying message that just somehow was plugging a phone.
No, can't say that. Can't say that rings any bells.
My point is this song was used in that trailer. I always thought that was like such a weird commercial. Yeah, it has such a catchy song, kind of uplifting beat about it, and they're kind of playing that here.
Okay, yeah, and then we also have hope, and then also love.
So yeah, that's the thing. There's the hope backwards. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course, this I think is so well shot. I think we're in good hands with David Leitch. I got to tell you, this looks great.
Yeah, it does.
Paper bags and paper full.
Yes. The paper bag just reminds me of American Graffiti. I gotta say. I'm sorry, not American Beauty. Not American Graffiti.
It would be hilarious if George Lucas drove by and just Deadpool flipped him the bird or something.
Fuck you, George. Oh God.
That's for Georgia. Of course, we can see Logan, also Foxy at the bottom there, which is either a comment on, hey, an older Logan is Foxy, or most likely it is a reference to Fox, but it's like an adorable addressment of Fox, or it just could be just Foxy in general. So One of the
What
three.
about Augie was here?
That's a reference. I don't know which Augie they're talking about. That's the thing. I know it's got to be a reference. At first, I thought I would have lost it if it said Foggy, but it says
Oh God,
it's either Boggy or Augie because there's a B next to it. That's
there
the
is a
thing.
B.
So
Yeah, you're right.
would have
Who's
lost it.
B?
Would have loved it if it said like Bob was here, like Bob the character from the first Deadpool. I would have lost it if that was there. But anyway, so then Deadpool here gets these unfortunately. Much like Spider-Man, he's arrived too late.
I love the expression on the eyes right here.
And basically, Deadpool, again, most superheroes will internalize this sort of thing, not Deadpool. Deadpool will be commenting on his failure very honestly and very a little remorseful. I'm so sorry. Just apologizing to the dead body, you know. It's just now hold on this image.
Yeah,
let me tell you this. There is a theory going around. I love this theory. I don't think it's true. I would love it if it were true, though. Of course, there's the hilarious theory going around that this could be the MCU's Uncle Ben death.
Oh my God!
Basically, the idea is that if this was, I'm amazed you haven't heard this.
No, I haven't. But that's amazing. That's amazing.
I think honestly, if the actor looked a little different, I'd give it more credit. But I don't know. I don't buy this guy as Uncle Ben.
Right.
But my point is, if it were Uncle Ben, it'd be hilarious. So the fact that Uncle basically after Spider-Man let the guy, Peter Parker let the guy go in either the wrestling or however they would spice it up just for the MCUs. They would find a way to circumvent the Spider-Man origin, but still drawing reference to it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Spider-Man let the guy go, and this Uncle Ben was going about his day getting some groceries, and then he was. He was held up and killed. And the only person that could have stopped it was Deadpool, and we saw how that went. It would definitely give Deadpool and Spider-Man something to talk about, should they?
Oh man, that's just wonderful.
I know. Honestly, it's a brilliant theory. I would love it to be true. So again, I don't think, maybe a missed opportunity. Who knows?
I mean, maybe if that guy was like some sort of name actor or something.
Well, not even that. It's like, I think the kind of the beard and the cane just kind of it doesn't really.
Right.
I don't mean to sound disparaging. I'm just saying it doesn't really feel like Uncle Ben to me.
And of course, Deadpool. He makes the best out of a bad situation.
Deadpool believes in use every part of the buffalo, and here he's using a dead body as a beanbag chair, essentially. And so here's a missed opportunity to me, though. I think this would have been great if the apples were oranges, so they could have had a Godfather reference.
I agree. Hold on. Shoot, sorry. Yeah, that would have been great.
Again, the Uncle Ben thing would have killed me if they actually, I don't know, if that could be confirmed or something.
If you just heard like a voice in the background, like Uncle Ben, Uncle Ben.
No, because then we wouldn't have this thing at the end here. So again, Deadpool, no respect for the dead, just using the dead guy as a cushion here. He's questioning the logic of the phone booth. He was like, who uses a phone booth now? Like, very impractical. I could just use myself, calling 911.
Especially like an old school phone booth right in the middle of like a very shady part of like urban New York.
I love that line. If I'm being honest with myself, I probably just should have called 911.
Right.
So then he's getting the Cherry Garcia, but he says it like Jerry Garcia, by the way. So I know it's like he's Ben, the whole Ben and Jerry thing, just lumping it together as Jerry Garcia. And I love this, and we don't see it because again, you gotta wonder if he would just smear the ice cream on the mask or if he would actually lift the mask up halfway.
Right.
You never know with Deadpool, and of course here we have the coming not soon enough.
That's what a great message to send is like the final thing of this.
Now there is a big theory going around with what's about to happen here, but before we get to that, we should mention what's being said that we can't exactly see. What Deadpool's going on about? He's going on about if it were Logan, there wouldn't be any worry because he doesn't have to change in any costume.
Right, exactly.
He wears a tank top and jeans, and he does his impression
come on,
of.
Logan, where's that yellow spandex?
And of course, he does his Hugh Jackman impression of like, just gotta put on my nice tank top.
Oh my god, that's great. Oh my god.
Anyway, so as he's kind of still going on, or like kind of enjoying the ice cream, we have this come up.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what this is it's Old Man in the Sea, summarized by Deadpool, and that's in Deadpool's own words.
It's a book report, essentially.
Essentially, yeah, Deadpool's book report on Old Man in the Sea. Now, Tiki, there is a big theory going on here. Now, no, I just will answer this. No, it is not in reference to Cable. I would love that if they just announced who's playing Cable in this. I think that would have been a brilliant move. I still stand by that, but
just right in the middle, of this big block of text, like, oh, and by the way, Keira Knightley's officially playing Cable.
But here's essentially what is a few really cheeky references that are in this thing. Because basically, it's going on. It's hilarious. I recommend everyone read it. It's really funny. But the main references here, like he's referencing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with parents just. He's referencing not Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's referencing Will Smith. With parents just don't understand.
There's a dig at Joe DiMaggio.
And Marilyn Monroe.
Yep.
There's also a reference like in the 80s outfit changing montage, or like a romantic comedy outfit change montage. Now, here's the big theory coming close to the end, at the bottom of it, mainly. There's like a thing when I mentioned sharks. Right there, hold it.
By nighttime, sharks have pretty much eaten the entire marlin.
Well, basically the dream killer thing. That's the important part. Dream killer. So, yeah, this whole section here mainly, this is intent. People are theorizing. I think they're kind of right about this. It might be a Tim Miller parallel.
Okay.
A lot of people, again, Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller seem pretty cool with each other, but it's not really disparaging Tim Miller, but it kind of accurately parallels what went on. So I'm buying into it more than I initially did, because the idea is that the dream killers in reference are the sharks. The sharks are the dream killers, and basically the old I want to say, like, who are the sharks going after again?
Who are the sharks guy? I don't know.
You didn't read it, did you?
No, I didn't read the whole thing. No, I'm sorry.
All right, well, fine. I think it's Santiago. The point is, the guy who's getting pursued, whoever's getting pursued by the sharks, the dream killers, that's intended to be in reference. It might be intended to be in reference to the Fox executives not hearing Tim Miller out, which means they'd be killing the dream, which in turn killed kind of his dream of doing Deadpool, and this Ryan Reynolds and the crew's dream of doing it with Tim Miller.
Right.
That's
interesting.
That's not confirmed, but either way, it's not really disparaging the Tim Miller, so it may be intentional. I don't know, because again, they say they're in pretty good terms. We never got like a full kind of not 100% on that. So it's still it's unclear, but it sounds on the money that it might be like this. If you're going to use of all these stories, and why reference dream, the way they're referencing dream killers like this, it sounds like it's in reference to, like, of all the terms you could have used, like dream killer sounds like, yeah, we had a whole thing in line. That's why basically this whole short is about why the Deadpool film's been delayed a little.
Okay, I can see that.
Not substantially, just why they haven't gotten started faster, and why it's not coming out probably by the end of this year.
All right, so Dragon, let's quickly go through some stuff that we know and whatnot. We're kind of running low on time here, so as quick as we can.
Right. So, you'll notice there, the Royal Diner was in this thing. The Royal Diner is a location from a show called Bones, Fox's Bones, which is wrapping up. And basically what I'm getting into here is, like, I'm just going to go through kind of the Cable casting rumors. So basically a few details in this thing have led people to kind of speculate maybe two actors they may be hinting at playing Cable in this thing. Now, because this has been explicitly said that it's not a teaser, I don't think that's true. But I'm just going to go through who the two people are being speculated from this thing are. So a lot of people are throwing out Nathan Fillion and David Boreanaz from Bones. David Boreanaz from Bones, Nathan Fillion from the Firefly reference.
Right, sure.
To play Cable, because we still don't know who's playing Cable, but here are the names that are actually going around. Here are the big contenders right now. So first and foremost, the one who's leading the charge. Should I go backwards or start with number one?
Start with number one. I think I know who you're talking about.
So this is recent from what I've heard. I don't know how recent, but I heard David Harbour is like really into the sheriff from, for the folks out there, the sheriff from Stranger Things, Sheriff Hopper from Stranger Things.
Which, if they went that route, like, I could see it. I don't know. Like, I kind of maybe. It's interesting, Dragon. Like, he does have some name recognition from Stranger Things, but I kind of feel like, going with a Stephen Lang or something like that, like, that's just a safer bet than going with someone like David Harbour. Stephen Lang would still probably be my personal choice for the role, if not Keira Knightley.
Well, I was going to go through I was going to rank them in terms of likelihood.
Okay.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah, David Harbour right now he's most recently in talks, and it sounds like it makes sense if they got him because popular basically another actor we have confirmed is also from a Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
David Harbour's awfully popular guy, good actor. I could see him as Cable. The gray and or white up the hair. I could see it. He's good. He has presence. He could do it. Pierce Brosnan was like photographed with Hugh Jackman and
yeah, that's right.
Ryan
That was
Reynolds.
going around for a while.
And a lot of people are just saying it's not official or anything. It's just like the three of them were in the same area, which is it's completely possible. So they took a selfie together. It doesn't mean it's like, hey, here's who's playing next guy. But of course, that would be a great way of announcing it, though.
Sure.
But Pierce Brosnan, I think he said he's open to play. But again, everyone's always has to be kind of they have to say we're in talks. They can never commit to yes or no, which makes sense. They don't want to blow the deal. So Porney's David Harbour, then Pierce Brosnan, then Russell Crowe's most recently also been in talks.
Oh, Russell Crowe, really? I have not heard this.
This before David Harbour, Russell Crowe's name has been going around most, and he's
wow.
And again, he's been giving those answers he can't really say because again, might be kind of signing some stuff. We don't know.
Russell Crowe would be, I could see it, man. I mean, that guy is talent. It's like say what you will about his singing in Les Mis or whatever, but that guy is super talented as an actor. So.
I mean, let me say I think all the choices I'm going to go through here real quick. There's not many left. There's like 2 left, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think all of these guys could play serviceable Cable. I want to make that clear. All these guys, I think, are good actors and could do something with Cable. I think in terms of our ranking, I think we're still pretty in good shape. Of course, the fourth one would be kind of the fan choice, which I want to say is Stephen Lang.
As the fan choice, I still definitely to me, for as little as I know about Cable, just maybe at least in terms of the look, I think Stephen Lang has the look down pat. You wouldn't even
exactly, and
on him, just have it be Stephen Lang.
Now Stephen Lang, he was the first name floated around after the Deadpool movie, someone he expressed interest in playing the role. So again, Stephen Lang was always the first one in talks. So sure. Let's say that. So again, Stephen Lang, in terms of those 4, the most likely people to play Cable right now as it stands. And going past that, again, I mentioned the most recent kind of not a lot of people are speculating maybe Nate Fillion, David Boreanaz, but my personal pick would probably be Ron Perlman. But again, I wouldn't be against any of the choices.
See Ron Perlman, yeah, absolutely.
My personal choice is Ron Perlman, but I doubt it's going to happen. That'd be my wish fulfillment. But I think Ron Perlman would be excellent. He's a good actor, and of course, he has kind of the Cable look to him.
I know Keira Knightley's not going to happen, but I think at some point in the movie they should at least reference Keira Knightley Cable, somehow.
Yeah, sure. I mean, again, that'd be cool. And again, all the Deadpool choices
was an Earth 1 Cable or something like that. I don't know.
When it was hinted at the end of Deadpool, I thought honestly Dolph Lundgren was my runner out of those 3 options. But then again, it kind of occurs to me, well, Dolph Lundgren's a little bit like kind of Colossus, so maybe you don't want to run into that.
Yeah, and also Dolph Lundgren. It's no offense, man, not probably the strongest actor.
But exactly, Cable. But that would be accurate to Cable though. Cable's just kind of the straight man who can be boring if Deadpool doesn't spice him up. That's kind of what you need.
Okay, but I don't know. Still, it's I wouldn't want to roll the dice with an actor who he was Ivan Drago, but he's not the most talented guy. You know what I mean?
Well, he's been doing superhero stuff recently. He was on Arrow recently.
Oh, was he? Okay, right on.
I'm just saying again, it's Dolph Lundgren. He doesn't have he's not every
the guy or anything like that, but.
Also, what would you think of Mel Gibson as Cable? Again, he's probably going to be busy regardless, so either way, he wouldn't be a bad choice either, would he?
No, he would not. Except I think Mel Gibson should probably stick to directing for the time being now.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, he wouldn't be much just for that reason. I'm just saying if he were by some miracle,
and I know we're not talking about it, but man, it's it seems close to happening. And if it does, man, I am so excited for Suicide Squad 2.
Yes. I'm telling you, I don't see how that's not happening, honestly, but we'll see. Anything could happen.
I mean, Mel Gibson, man, say what you will about him on a personal level. There's a lot of stuff to say about him on a personal level.
Okay, but again,
direct. Anyways, go ahead.
But transitioning here, so again, just Cable in the hole again. Ron probably my choice, but again, looks like David Harbour might be closing in on. But again, David Harbour, Pierce Brosnan, Russell Crowe, those kind of the 3 are in the leads right now. Stephen Lang kind of being the original. Okay, boys, those are a lot of names going around for Cable right now. Cable's going to be a huge part, and that's why they're really kind of deliberating right now. That's why there's so many names have been thrown around, so much kind of stuff about Cable. Here's some other stuff we know before it. Now let's get the stuff we know. So here's what we know. We know the movie's been delayed. I want to say at this point by a month because of the whole director search, because all this director business with Tim Miller leaving, and also the composer left. So we also have a new someone new doing the music for this film. So let's see. So basically, I want to say the film's been delayed a month because the first one came out in February, and I think had they gotten in production with Tim Miller and everyone from the very beginning, I think it would have just been released in February like the first one was. But now it's going to be released, and basically it's going to take Logan's. It's going to take Logan's date this year, but like a day or later or earlier, have the calendars work.
Isn't it weird though that it seems like the summer movie season is like literally starting in March nowadays? Because
it is kind of weird.
Here we have Logan and Beauty and the Beast in March, two huge movies, both movies that might potentially at least get close to breaking $1 billion. Beauty and the Beast probably will break $1 billion.
All the real money makers are kind of course, at the end with Star Wars and then kind of the beginning.
Right. Isn't it weird how it shifted like that?
Yes, it is.
Anyways.
So again, we might be moving to March on Logan, like a close to when Logan came out, but for next year.
Okay,
let's see. I mentioned the short film thing. Okay, so here's two big details we do have now. Is released recently. So again, first and foremost, we do know Domino is going to be in the movie, and I've mentioned this before talking about the Deadpool film. But the Deadpool film, we got Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which essentially get us ready for Cable and Domino in this film.
Sure.
That's essentially their role. And of course, again, we're still looking for Cable. We do have a Domino. Domino is going to be played by an actress. Not a lot of credits under her name, but I hear the main thing she's doing is the show on Netflix, Zazie Beetz, if I'm saying that correctly. She's on a show called Easy on Netflix. That's the main thing I would say to people to check her out. And I mean, again, I don't really know anything about her. I got to look into her a little bit more before I can really kind of evaluate. I mean, she looks the part. I want to raise the question. I mean, if they're going to go full, just given how faithful we were with Cable and Negasonic, mainly. Colossus. Mainly Colossus.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. And Colossus, I gotta wonder how faithful they're gonna go with the appearance for Zazie Beetz. I'm just wondering if they're gonna do give her the paint and everything. A lot of cosplayers they will do kind of the white, the white paint with the black splotch on the eye. Sometimes people do that, sometimes they don't. I kind of hope they do, just kind of make it look perfect, but we'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if they went that route. It would fit right in with the stylistic tone of the first movie, I think.
But also, you kind of have to explain it, so we'll see how it goes anyway. So
yeah.
Okay, other things. So this I have learned recently. We have the X-Force news. So Simon Kinberg announces, and I believe he's still at this point slated to direct, but it's not it's Simon Kinberg, one of the heads at Fox. He's guy's always been involved in the X-Men films. He's writing the X-Force film, but at the same time, he right now he's slated to direct, but it's not like a solid thing. The X-Force news is that Cable and Deadpool are going to be in X-Force, which is big news.
Okay. Nice.
X-Force essentially, basically, the best way I can describe it, Tiki, and especially what they've kind of confirmed, is that it's going to be like an R-rated X-Men kind of Black Ops team.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing. Oh my god, Can we just get exclusively R-rated X-Men films now? Can that just be X-Men's thing?
So I want to say, I forget if the R rating is 100% confirmed. Basically, like Kimber said, right now I think it's been said they're going for an R. They're definitely going for R rating. Whether it's going to
be PG-13 for the box office, man, I'm telling you.
Because it would make sense that Fox is going in the R-rated direction with the X-Men stuff because it's been very successful going that route. With Deadpool and Logan.
Last year with the PG-13 movie.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Gambit's going to be R, but I'm just saying I think the majority of our
if we even ever get Gambit.
Importantly, we're staying R-rated when it's appropriate because Deadpool and this really kind of grim story with Logan would be R-rated.
Totally.
And this film again, if Deadpool's in this film, yes, it would be R-rated. But also the X-Force team, they go through a lot of because they're a Black Ops team, they go through a lot of really grim and gritty stuff. So again, we make
that basically like an X-Men war movie kind of.
Now, the real question is who the other members of the team are going to be, because sometimes the X-Force ranges from 4 to 5 people on a team. But regardless, I won't bore you with all of the possible people who could be on the team. There's one I do want to highlight, though.
But yeah, go ahead.
the one I will highlight though is because this was a character they could fix in this film. Is that Psylocke was introduced in X-Men Apocalypse, and she seemed good, but again, we didn't do anything with her at all.
Right.
So this would be the opportunity to kind of do stuff with her and kind of maybe make her an interesting character, like she is in the X-Force books. I'm just saying that's the one thing I will say about X-Force as it stands right now.
Okay.
They are shooting in July through September, so they have a date they're working on it now. They're getting things together, so that's
for Deadpool 2.
Yes, for Deadpool 2, not X-Force.
Okay.
X-Force just like it's still down the line, It's
That's
after Gambit.
Yeah.
We got New Mutants and X-Force. Those are the two X-Men films coming after, along with Gambit. Those are the three that are slated after Deadpool.
Now, New Mutants, that's going to be is that going to feature X-23, I'm guessing?
Most likely, I'm just saying in the comics, I don't know how, it depends which direction they're going to. We'll get into that with other things. We'll get into that when we talk.
Of course.
So, yeah.
All right. So, Dragon, I think we've basically run the gambit with Deadpool 2. Gambit, pun intended. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, it's just on the whole, final thoughts. Again, I really love this. I love how it was put together. Again, I think it showed. There's been a little fear going around with Deadpool 2 because again, it could go in the Ted 2 direction. That's the biggest fear along with this. And I think this is a good demonstration of us veering away from the tree, so to speak. Like we're not heading in the Ted 2 direction. We're heading we're heading to safety, folks. I think we're in good hands given this. So I think this was a good move on their part. While Logan is on our minds, we're getting this dropped around the time of Logan Online. We're getting dropped online, and it's it's really. It's reassuring, especially like all the production stuff. It's like, hey, it is coming. Again, we know it's not soon enough, but you guys, it's coming. It'll be early 2018. Maybe not a month earlier like we would have liked, but it'll be coming, and it's going to be really good.
Sure.
Again, I think we needed this, and I'm very pleased that we got this. I was very happy with it.
All right, yeah, and Dragon is a resident Deadpool fan. I'd say that's pretty much the good last word on it. So, folks, we actually will be doing our spoiler cast on Logan very soon with a special guest, our good friend Jacob Gulliver of Super Academy. Oh yeah, he's returning to the channel for that super-sized discussion. Dragon, I can't wait to talk about Logan. Logan is so fucking good. But anyways, folks, thanks for watching. And if you have to save a man from being mugged, maybe don't resort to a telephone. To
quote Greg Universe, call the police.
There you go. All right, have a good night, folks.